my beautiful bullet journal darlings. My name is Erin. Thank you for joining me. We're going to flip through this guy. This is my 2022 bullet journal version 1, I guess. So I've got from January all the way through to the end of June and a little bit of extra stuff in between in this journal. We're going to flip through it. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you can see more bullet journal stuff from me. Okay, cool. Let's get flippy. I can't believe how much I packed into this journal. Like it's well used, this one, and I always find if you have a light colored journal, you might notice some scratches here. My cat, I don't know how he did that. I think he just sat on it. If you get dirty marks on the cover of your journal and it's a faux leather like this one, just use an eraser. It helps a lot. If any of the layouts in this particular flip through catch your eye, I'll have links to everything down in the description so you can find the ones that you like. If you'd like to watch how I did everything, make it all come together. I always start with a grid spacing page. You know how this page doesn't sit flat? Actually, it's not always. I did it for the first time this year, but I like how it's worked, so I've stuck to it. Because this page is annoying, and so that feels more comfortable to me as a cover page. I don't know why. Love this little Dutch door. It was really inspired by Amber's notebooks. I've really moved away from drawing in my notebook this year. Not because I don't enjoy it anymore, but just because I have so many stickers that I feel like I should be using them, if that makes sense. All of this stuff is blurred out because you don't need to know about how I spend my money. Remember I messed this up and I put the dot above the V instead of the I? I couldn't handle it, so I fixed it. At the time I was like, I'll just leave it, it's fine, but no, it really bothered me. When you've just washed your floors and they're still wet and your cat walks over the floor and then walks on your reading log. Thanks for that, Mitsu, really appreciate it. Great work. I'm gonna keep using these trackers in this first part of the book. Even though I've started a new journal, I didn't want to move all of that stuff over. So I'm just gonna pull this out at the end of every month and keep updating my trackers, or whenever I finish a book, as the case may be. Don't know if I'll do this again, particularly the washi tape swatches. I didn't really come back to this, but pen swatches always get to come with me into new journals, especially as I gain more pens. This is my most viewed video ever, this January setup. I was not expecting so many people to respond to this, but they did, and it was really exciting. So thank you for watching so fervently. This was my first time using a currently layout, which I completely ripped off Lene Zulkifly on Instagram. Her stuff is beautiful. If you like minimal bullet journal stuff, you need to follow her. Spending log, phone log, this stuff I'm still doing exactly this way. Have changed the way I do my habits a lot though since I got my PHOMEMO printer. I can't believe I was doing a whole box for every day when I had nothing to do, really. I guess in January, that's when COVID kind of hit Australia properly, and so everything was cancelled. Well, not cancelled, but like everyone got COVID all at once, so there was nobody to staff things. There was nobody going to businesses, so there was nothing for me to photograph. I love how lazy I get as I go through the weeklies. I just stop decorating them. These are just notes for some videos that I made. If you want to see those, you can scroll back through my channel. The Year of the Tiger. I enjoyed setting this one up, but I didn't really enjoy using this layout because I hate the way watercolor feels under your hand on the page. It didn't really go so well on this paper. This notebook is from the Washi tape shop. You can still get it. It was out of stock for a while, but I think it's back now. It's the Moonbeam Garden journal, and I got mine with a washi tape set as well. They very kindly gifted me this. Oh, I still haven't finished watching This Is Us. How funny. This was a fun mood tracker. I enjoyed it. When I forget a spread or a page and I have to go back and add it in the middle of the weeklies, it's annoying, but then it doesn't matter, it's fine. Watch me getting so lazy with my weeklies. You guys don't need to see that. Apparently I've got a spare page there. I might end up using that. I might just keep the video ideas going onto another page in here. Or not, who knows. This is testing out the washi tapes I got from Wish. And this was to test out all of the bits and pieces I got from Wish, so I specifically looked for a Wish quote to tie it all together. Once you start adding stickers and washi tape to your book, and especially paper, it starts to get thick. First time adding my content calendar back in, I tried it last year or the year before and just not used it, so this was fun, bringing it back in and then actually using it. This is Shein stationery. I had colourful stuff and I had brown kind of vintagey stuff, so I did a page each to test out that stuff. That was fun. This is a really thick page. Oh, we're getting a bit maximalist now, which never lasts long with me, but I did love these colours and a lot of people seem to like them too. My pastel friends, thank you for sharing my pastel joy. What a boring mood tracker. It looks kind of cool all done, but it was not as exciting to fill out as usual, but I couldn't think of anything else to tie in with the theme. Because it was a little bit like retro future, you know? You can tell as I go through here that I'm just trying to use up stickers that I don't like as much, especially the last weekly. I remember just using stickers that I was like, I'm never going to use these, so I just put them here. These ones. What is this? Seriously. Just not my style, not at all. The holographic taco I think is kind of funny, but still aesthetically not really my thing. Oh, remember when I got really into Twilight again? That was April. Actually, it was March, because that's when I set this up. I didn't notice at the time that there was like a flaw in this sticker. I would have probably trimmed it down a bit if I had noticed. Don't matter. Didn't finish my gratitude log. April was busy. April got really busy, particularly towards the end. I loved this mood tracker. This was so much fun. Really enjoyed it. I like that it kind of just looks like decoration once it's done. First time doing the content calendar with the erasable friction pens, that was a revelation. You can kind of see shadows of everywhere that I've changed things. Guess I'm not very good at erasing, I'm a bit impatient. And it was my first time doing the waterfall tabs as well. I didn't really like it in practice, so I probably won't do it again, but you gotta try it to know, right? I think that was also my first layout using the PHOMEMO printer. I hadn't realized I could use it for a habit tracker yet. Oh, a loose sticker. More stuff for videos, hauls. See that bleed through? That's what happens when you use alcohol markers in your bullet journal. That's why you gotta stick to water. And that's because of my glossary video. So if you are new to bullet journaling and you're like, I don't know what any of these words mean, go watch my glossary video. I'll put a link to it up in the corner here. And I will teach you what everything means, and then you never have to wonder again. I got some fresh washi tapes from the washi tape shop, and are they not stunning? This is when I just received them, so April sometime. I have been using the heck out of these. I've used these ones in my travel bullet journal pages ideas. This one I used in July. Haven't used this one yet. And the washi stickers as well, testing them out. Very, very cute. More haul information. Oh, May, I loved setting this up. This was so much fun. I'm truly obsessed with that delicate floral reef set of stickers from the washi tape shop. So beautiful. So easy to use. They're tiny, so you can kind of just add a little pop of something without overwhelming your page. Big stickers, much harder to use in a bullet journal unless you chop them down like I've done with these ones. You could tell I was really busy, and then it took me a while to recover from being really busy. I had 2 weeks there where I had something like 13 shoots in 12 days. And it was hard. This is the first time I included a musings page. And I don't know why, I just decided, I guess I thought I wasn't using my stamps enough, so I started using them just to highlight a keyword in each one of my little musings. sections, and it was really fun. And how beautiful did this mood tracker turn out? I wish I'd made it a little more circle on this side, but it's still pretty. You can buy that as a printable if you'd like on my Etsy store, which there is a link to in the description, of course. Look at me really getting into a rut with my weeklies. I've changed it up for July, and I'm glad because she's really in a rut here. I mean, if something works for you, don't change it, but I don't know if this was necessarily working for me anymore by the end of May. And I did it again for June anyway, so that's fun. Okay, this was gonna be my June theme, and I set up these like 2 whole pages and changed my mind and like scrapped it and started again. Let me know what you think, because some friends that I showed this on a live once on Instagram, and everyone was like, oh, that actually looks cool. And I was like, does it though? I don't know, I'm not sure I agree. So let me know what you think. It was really just an excuse to use this gorgeous Dreamcatcher washi, I think. Like, yeah. So this is what we actually ended up doing for June. That sticker's lifting up. This is the problem with collages. Sometimes stuff doesn't stick so well. I did really enjoy this though. Double page cover, like spread. Don't do that very often. We're still in June at the time that I'm recording this, so everything isn't fully filled out, but you get the idea. You see where I'm going with this. Really enjoying my musings page. So much so that it's a spread this time. I did this mood tracker style for my bullet journaling in a lined notebook video. For anyone who doesn't have access to a dot grid journal, I wanted to just give you some ideas on how you could do that in a normal lined page notebook, which are a lot easier to come by. And a lot of people really responded to it, and I was like, well, I've never actually tried it in my journal, so I chucked it in here in June, and I'm loving it so much that I'm doing it in July as well, which will be fun. How beautiful are these hydrangea stickers? My gosh. If you want to know where anything specifically is from in this video, please just comment and ask, because there are too many things for me to put everything in the description. Like, it's basically all of my stationery. So I set this content calendar up on live with some lovely friends on Instagram because I forgot to include it, which is why there's like, it's hard to turn the pages when there's that many layers of paper on them, but first weekly and then the content calendar. And then the weeklies continue after that. And I, again, got really lazy and was just like, you know what? Decoration, do we need it? Do we though? Do we need it? I don't know if maybe we don't need it. So, and I had decided I was only gonna do, because I'm starting a new journal for July, I had decided I wasn't gonna do these days. And then I set up my July setup in my new notebook, and I did it the way I always do, which is where, you know, I start my weeks from a Monday, and there are more days in the week starting from the 4th than they were in July. So I assumed that I'd done it the way I always do in my old journal. I don't know if this is making any sense. I feel like these words are not working for me. But basically I had to come back and add the last 3 days of June in here because, oh well, sorry, the first 3 days of July in here because I had forgotten that I didn't do that. So that's fun. This one's my reflection spread. I have a video on this as well as everything else, even though it's only one spread. I just thought it was nice to have somewhere to check in halfway through the year and make sure that everything's going the way you want it to go. Because sometimes if you don't stop and do a bit of a self-stock take, things will pass you by without you noticing. So also, it's funny, I did the same thing here. I think I did it a couple of times actually, yeah. On the favorites over here, the dot for the I is kind of over the R. And then here, on the leaving behind, the dot's above the V instead of the I, which I think is kind of funny that I did that in the last pages, as well as the first pages of this journal. I guess it's just a thing that I do. And I managed to use up a couple of sticker sheets making this happen, so that was fun. My purple phase continues. The next couple of pages are just me planning my Europe trip, which I'm not going to show you because I don't want you to know exactly where I'm going to be. I do have spreads for planning this stuff. I'll pop a link again up in the corner here for my travel planning spread ideas video. But I'm using this for like the nitty-gritty stuff because obviously I'm going to show you guys the other ones when I do a flip through, and the less stuff I have to blur out, the easier the video is to edit. So, you know. And then we've got, do we have a couple of pages left over? Oh my gosh, I actually thought I'd used every page. But we do have some spares, which is good because that means I can use them to mood board, oh, quite a few. Mood board ideas for my layouts in my next journal. Like this. This is the thing that I do where like this was me testing out June, seeing what worked together, what I liked. Funnily enough, didn't end up going for it. This is me testing out alcohol markers versus water-based markers and seeing like what bleeds through. I guess this was the June planning. After I decided this wasn't gonna be it, I'm mood boarding some stuff for June over here. And then pen swatches, testing the watercolor to see how it goes. Like swatching some new pens. This was just me getting some extra ink off a stamp, I'm pretty sure. And that's it. And then, is there anything in the pocket at the back? No, I took it out because it was too hard to write on the last pages when there was. That's it. That's the first half of 2022 done. I cannot believe it. I hope you enjoyed that little flip through, little insight into my bullet journaling world and the way that I use the layout, so it's not just, this is how it looks when it's fresh, you know? If you enjoyed this video, then please remember to hit the like button so that YouTube shows it to other people who might also like it, and hit subscribe and come along with me on this little journey. You can also find me on Instagram at erinsmithart. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate you being here, and I will catch you again in another video next Monday. Bye.